Bagfuel, baby.
It just sounds like being around this. You enjoy the game, not the game, but like enjoy everything. Like how when paid in full, it's like, yo, I just enjoy the game, B.
Yeah.
I can't get out of it.
Bro, I did this shit for mad years with no bread. Like, like I did this shit for mad years. I'm talking about like, I had like people know me by my artists that was successful, but I had artists that weren't successful that nothing really happened for. And I wouldn't say that they weren't successful. I say they weren't successful by other people's standards. I feel like taking a chance and putting your art out, like something that you thought of, something that you felt, and putting it out there, that's a form of success. So I will say they were successful, but shit, there's a lot of artists I ain't make no bread off of. Like, you know what I mean? People would act like I made all this money. It's mad people I didn't make no bread with. It's people I spent money on. I didn't get shit back. So I was willing to like you said, reinvest in self. I'm like, shit, man. Like, I want to go somewhere where everybody I'm around is a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
I want to be a multimillionaire. I'm not going to become a multimillionaire just being a leader of my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think part of the thing I always enjoyed is how you always, transmitted your personality and your business acumen via Twitter. That's why when you had the Reebok Connect, I made it known that I don't want this for free or a discount.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay for it. Just don't give it away. Because he used to have the plugs at Reebok and
well, the thing about the Reebok thing,
you
I
was
wasn't
a
supposed
plug.
to be charging nobody for shit.
But you know me.
No, I was on my grind. My fault. I was on my grind at the time, and like I wasn't getting a lot of money from that Reebok shit. But the thing about being from Harlem is, man, we make $100 look like 100,000. So
of course,
you know what I mean. I made it look really good, and at the time, Heineken, he wanted, like, it was the sneaks he wanted, and I was like, shit, I'll get you a few pairs of them joints. And I was like, you got him? He's like, nah, I'm gonna give you some bread for them shits. And I was like, for real? That actually helped me out, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for that.
Because they were too tough to get, and I was just like, I'm gonna spend the money anyway. And the way he spoke, I said, this is a get money, dude.
You better than me, 'cause I'm taking them shits for free.
Nah, them shits was, because you know why? I already knew the level of exclusivity of the sneaker. So I'm like,
but you know what, too? Like, this shit is, and I don't even knock that either, because it's the barter system. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the time when I was doing, like, all right, look, because I wouldn't have lost either way, because I got paid for the sneaks. But at the time, I was building a relationship with you. So if I still built a relationship with you that benefited me in the end. Like when it was time for me and I had artists, you need to pull up. I got you. Like, so it was a win-win for me. But I understand that. Like, for me, bro, like, man, I was telling somebody today, bro, like, once I got attracted to how to make $1, or like bro, like, just seeing, we all from the hood, man. Like, you see certain shit go on and transpire. You see somebody with the Jordans, how he got those, like, you know what I mean? Like, how he got that, and then you start getting, as a youngin', like, you might not be looking for inspiration in the right things, but that inspiration gonna come to you whether you want to or not. So I was just like, I always use that. I never forget who I was. I mean,
I came into this game talking about the barter system. I always feel like that the music business teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you the whole gamut of a business, how to get something on, how to get it hot, how to market it, how to deal with budget, how to move money, who to pay, when to pay them, timing. It teaches you the whole thing on how to make something blow up. So when you take that shit and you move into another realm, it's easier for you to pot shot and see what's going on, because you was like, I dealt with that with Hov.
Yeah.
I dealt with that with Dame. I dealt with that with G. I dealt with that with Bleak. And I know in all these different type of shit, people think it's music, but it's more business than music.
Absolutely. But that's because you was saying that, and all I could think of, and niggas do the absolute opposite.
That's the same thing he be saying.
Nah, but for real, I think like, bro, like, I dropped out of high school, so I didn't go to college and none of that. And I don't say that like as a bragging point of where I am today. I'm just saying I was so behind on like so many things that I had to start educating myself. Like, a person who made me educate myself, I gotta give it to a Beanie Sigel, bro.
Interesting.
Like, I lived with him. Like, he'd tell you, ask him about me, he used to say I was his house celly, because when he was on house arrest, I lived with him. He ain't going nowhere, I ain't going nowhere. We did everything together. And
this was in Philly?
Yeah, well, he lived outside of Philly, but
got you.
Living in his house, he used to tell me, like, yo, bro, you can't be in here and not read. So he used to make me read books, like you know what I mean? Like, he'd make me read the Quran, he make me read Art of War, he make me read 48 Laws of Power. He just make me read a lot of books. And then from reading certain books, I would just go out and educate myself. Like he made me. I read more books living with Beans than I did being in school. And that might sound crazy, but
that's big. That's deep to me.
That's deep, right?
He made me educate myself. You know what I mean, because he understood that I was smart, but I think he understood that I would be like so much farther along if I had like a little bit more book smart.
The knowledge.
Yeah, that's a
and
fact.
knowledge is a key, man. I think people, they think that they're just gonna go out there and they're just gonna put something out there and then they're gonna learn along the way. But researching, what people do now, that they don't research, they just go to Google when they're trying to figure something out.
Google gives suggestions, not answers.
Yeah,
that's a clip right there.
Exactly. You have to go and you have to research what you're doing.
That's a fact.
Before you do it. And people underestimate doing that. Because if you want to become a manager, find something, find a book, find a magazine, find something that they're telling you about the business of management and how to move. I looked at Mark Pitts on becoming a manager.
Okay.
I grasped him. I saw him from long range. I was young. I knew him. Then I saw what he did within the business and who he became and how he managed.
Right.
Before he became the executive.
Yeah.
I called him the super manager because he could do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And that's who I patterned myself after when I wanted to become a manager. And I studied Mark. I read things about shit that he did, magazines and shit. And I implemented.
Yeah.
I put my own shit to it, you know what I'm saying? But I use that as the foundation.
That's a fact. Yo, I did that too. Like, I used to read, like, of course, I read every magazine, Double XL, Source, you know what I mean, Vibe, all that shit. And, like, I used to study, like, Irv Gotti a lot. You know what I mean? I used to study Irv. I used to study, like, Kevin Liles. Because, like, when I seen Backstage, that was the first time I seen, like, anything where I looked at Tata and I was like, maybe I could be Tata. Or I looked at Lenny S and I was like, maybe I could be Lenny S. And, like stars aligning for me. I was around these niggas 2 years later.
That fast.
For me, but I watched them, like G Robeson. Like I worked at Rockefeller when G Robeson and hip hop was managing Kanye and Just Blaze. You know what I mean? Like when Lenny S was there and Lenny was an A&R, but he was going on tour. You know what I mean? DJ and Jay. You know what I mean? Doing Jay Playback Machine and DJ and Jay and shit. And like I was the youngest guy around them, but they was in their 20s and shit. And I'm a teenager and I'm just watching them guru. Like, you know, it's so many people I could pay it forward to. But like you said, like I would just use the examples and say, like, let me emulate. And I emulated a lot of wrong people too. I think that the only way you can become a great leader is by being a follower of good and bad people. You know what I mean? Like they say that all that shit. Oh no, you got to be a born leader. Everybody's not a born leader. Like you have to learn skills. You have to learn order. You have to learn like how to receive commands and then you got to learn how to.
You have to be a good follower before you become a good leader.
And to
real.
delegate. You know what I mean? Like delegation is the biggest part of being a leader. And everybody thinks that like because you was the most popular kid in class when you was a kid, you just a leader. You could have been the most popular kid in class because you had the Jordans before everybody. That don't make you a leader. So
or
like,
you told jokes.
Or you told jokes.
Or you
know
was
what I
a
mean?
football player.
Exactly.
That don't mean